In this video, we'll discuss the fluctuating capital method. Let's go into the features of the fluctuating capital method. As I mentioned already, this method is default method, and this method has to be followed in the absence of any information. Under this method, only one account is prepared for every partner, and the name of that account is the partner's capital account. The partner's capital account balance keeps fluctuating year after year in this method. So unlike the fixed capital method, where two accounts are maintained for every partner, namely the partner's capital account and the partner's current account, in the fluctuating capital method, only one account is maintained for every partner, and that's called the partner's capital account. Let's go in detail into the partner's capital account, which is prepared under the fluctuating capital method. This account may have a debit balance or a credit balance. The reason is the same as that of the partner's current account in the fixed capital method having a debit balance or current credit balance. The reason is, since the partner's capital account is debited with drawings out of profits, and since it is possible for a partner to withdraw more than his or her share of profits, debit side may be greater than the credit side, thus leading to a debit balance in the partner's capital account. We'll check out the items which are credited to this account. All the items which are credited to the partner's capital account and the partner's current account in the fixed capital method, all those items will be credited to the partner's capital account in the fluctuating capital method. It starts at the beginning of the accounting period with the opening credit balance of the partner's capital account as by balance brought down, additional capital introduced, interest on capital, partner's salary, partner's commission, share of profits, and it ends with the closing debit balance of partner's capital account. Let's check out the items which are debited to the partner's capital account. The opening debit balance of the partner's capital account comes at the beginning of the accounting period as to balance brought down. Drawings of the partner out of profits, interest on drawings and share of loss. And finally, if there is a closing credit balance, the closing credit balance of partner's capital account. Let's check out the format of the account. Partner's capital account. All the items which came in the credit side of the partner's capital and current account in the fixed capital method will come on the credit side of this account, and the same goes for the debit side of the account. At the beginning of the accounting period, if there is an opening credit balance, it comes on the credit side as by balance brought down. However, if any partner has a debit partner's capital balance, then it comes in the beginning of the accounting period as to balance brought down. Items credited by bank, by interest on capital, by partner's salary, by partner's commission, and by profit and loss appropriation account for the share in profits. Items debited to the account is to drawings out of profits, interest on drawings, to profit and loss account or profit and loss appropriation account for the share in loss, again depending on whether the loss has been transferred from the profit and loss account itself or from the profit and loss appropriation account. The partner's capital account will end with to balance carried down, indicating a closing credit balance, or by balance carried down, indicating a closing debit balance. Now, the reason why this account can have a debit balance or a credit balance is because of this drawings account. It's out of profits, and where the partner has withdrawn more than his or her share of profits, the debit side will be greater than the credit side, and therefore the balancing figure will come as by balance carried down, which is the closing debit balance. So we've learnt about the features and format of the account which is maintained under the fluctuating capital method. In the upcoming video, we will do an example sum on maintaining the partners' capital accounts under this method.